welcome to Shad Life. I am at the Monarch single track on the Polygon Siskiu T8. So we're going to give this bike the true test here at Monarch. So last time I rode it, it was mostly green and blue trails, but these trails back there are going to push this bike to its limits. So we're going to go back to this Paradise section, and I believe back here is where all the sweet stuff is. But I like to ride, so I'm gonna ride this ravine rush and do the 2-ish mile ride to get back there. Then I'll hit some of this other stuff for fun, and there's actually some cool jumps coming back on the ravine rush. So yeah, I'll be able to give this bike a full-blown set of opinions on how it handles the fun. I wouldn't necessarily say gnarly stuff because it's all pretty flow and smooth and stuff, but there's some big jumps and the big drop and stuff back there. So yeah, let's do it. This is the first time I'm riding this after I did that brake adjustment. So they're easier to reach, but they don't work any better. The amount of bite they get is the same. It's just I can reach the levers better and they actuate better and all of that. But the pads don't really seem to like to grab the discs all that much. Manual is so nice. Oh. Ooh, I gotta watch out for that rebound. Small kicker type jumps tend to do that. That's why I don't like them that much. Oh, and these tires continue to impress all day long. Okay, we're at the top here. If you've been following my channel, you already know I suck at that thing. I'm gonna do this left line just because I want to just get to the drop in for the good stuff. Plus over here there's a drop that a small drop that I can do, at least my first drop with this bike, and get a feel for it. So it is a hot one today, so I'm kind of taking things easy just so I don't wear myself out. And here's a small drop. And then this stuff. Stability wise, this bike is excellent. Thanks. Alright, let's get warmed up on the blue just to get a feel for this bike, right? See how it feels. I'm definitely not used to it. Here we go. There we go. Now I'm getting the hang of it. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, is overshooting. You get so much speed. Whew. So it's really hot out, and every time I go down I have to climb up the hill. It's a lot of work. So my plan is going to be to just go right for the big drop. Why not? All right, here we go. Let's just go right for the big one. basically just keep this speed. You're good. Woo! Oh, that was a hard landing. Wow. Well, my bike can handle it. Unfortunately, this is two things. One, it's too busy for me to stop and set up my 360 camera, so I can't really get other angles unless I had somebody to film for me. And then the other thing is it's gonna be dark in these woods, and the 360 camera just doesn't do the greatest in the darker woods. It's always grainy, so I need to upgrade to probably the more expensive Insta360 camera that has a better sensor in it. Then I can do better footage. So we're just gonna have to deal with the POV footage and me talking and climbing. Whew. Every single lap. This big old climb. Alright, we're gonna do the bigger jump line. Yeah. A little rear wheel heavy on that one. Oh, here's the step up. Can I make it? I made it. Yeah, I didn't make that. Like I lost all my speed on the step up. That's funny. But I made it. I'm gonna go left because those next jumps are huge. I know I need to slow for that one. It's like some of these you get too much speed. Wow, this bike's really smooth on the downhill going fast. That suspension really is active. Super nice. Alright. Well, I find it funny that I cleared the step up that I was struggling to clear. But then I didn't have any speed for the next jumps. Whew. So here's the front brake. Like, as I'm going, yeah, it doesn't really want to bite. It's kind of annoying. Sure, it slows me down, but it doesn't have that bite that I'm used to with my Shimano XT brakes. Here, like right here, I should be able to like almost do a stoppie, but I can't. It's kind of annoying. So I can give pretty much my full assessment on this bike now that I've ridden it here and ridden it up in Cuyuna. What's pretty cool, and this is one thing you want to check, is if you look at where my O-rings are, it didn't get knocked off, but I'm definitely right at my limit, and same there. So I probably could go a tiny bit more air, but I didn't feel any harsh bottom out. So it's pretty cool because I'm using all of the travel of this bike. Well, so for $19.99, this bike, again, I like to say mind-boggling, but it kind of is. Like this isn't gonna happen anymore. I mean, they've already ran out of stock on this bike. I saw their enduro bike, and it's 34 something or 33.99 or something like that. So I have a feeling when these come back, whatever their form they're going to come back, if they're going to keep them like this is pretty sweet the way it is. But I have a feeling they're not going to be this cheap anymore. So my guess is that deal is done for an SLS spec Fox shock Polygon. I'm going to make a prediction that when they're available again, they're going to be closer to $3,000, which is still one heck of a deal. But the fact that I was able to get this bike for $19.99 was pretty awesome. So it's heavy and I feel the weight. Some people don't care about weight. You know, I know people that ride e-bikes or people that come from motocross, stuff like that. I actually care about weight. So when I ride my Rustler, it's way lighter. The one thing that the weight does do, and I'm noticing it here now that I'm jumping, it actually gives me a little bit more jumping confidence because it keeps the bike more stable. So there is some advantage to the weight. I'm just not used to it yet. And I feel like if I made it up that step up, but then I feel like I had lost all my speed. As where when I was doing that on my Rustler, I didn't make it up the step up. I cased it a little bit, but I was able to pump and pedal and get enough speed to clear the next couple jumps. So yeah, it's more probably me than it is the bike at that, because I'm just not used to it and used to how it rides. But being that this is my first time jumping it, if this was my only bike and I rode it all the time, I would learn how to shred on it, right? And I'd probably lighten some of the parts. I'd probably go with some carbon wheels, get lighter bars, lighter stem, things like that. Probably put some of the plastic, whatever they're made out of, pedals with the pins. I have to say though, out of all the stock bikes I've gotten, this bike wins the best pedal department. Like, they gave it actual legit pedals. Sure, they may not be nice sealed bearing, whatever, but they feel good, they grip good, they do the job. They even have concave in the middle. So the fact you get these with the bike is pretty awesome. No, I'm really impressed. This bike, I hope when they come out with the next generation or whatever, that they don't change it much. Maybe if they could shave some weight here and there or whatever, that would be great. But I just hope they don't go changing the geometry and doing all this, because it really has some nice geometry. I like how it rides. Sweet. Now I'm babbling, so I'm gonna head out. I've climbed this hill enough times, and there are some jumps on the way out, and it is a little brighter out there, so I'm hoping that, and it's probably a little quieter, fewer people, I'm hoping that I can set up the 360 cam and get some hits on those jumps. Sweet. So I've talked about almost all of the contact points, but I keep forgetting to talk about one. So contact points are the parts where your body is connected with the bike. So that would be pedals, and I talked about those. I've talked about the seat, and it is a little sticky. I do notice when I'm riding and I'm trying to maneuver, my shorts will kind of grab the seat a little bit, kind of a little disconcerting. So I don't like that gloss on the seat. And then lastly, the thing I keep forgetting to talk about, because they're actually really good, is the grips. These grips are really nice. So just like the pedals, it's one of those things you don't expect on a bike out of the box. But usually I find myself replacing the grips, putting pedals I like on it, replacing the seat, stuff like that. Then there's the fourth contact point that I've given rants and raves the whole time, and that's the bike with the ground. That would be the tires. So 3 contact points with the body, and then a contact point with the ground. So tires, and the tires are amazing. Yes, super impressive. So this bike isn't gonna fool you into thinking it's an XC bike. It is definitely a lot more work. It's heavier, so you'll notice the girth, but when it comes to having fun on the downs, this bike rules. It is pretty impressive, and it's definitely easy to ride. I'm not saying it's hard, it's just not. My Rustler is way faster. That's a trail bike also, and it's lighter, faster, feels a bit more spunky, if that makes any sense. Spunky. When this bike gets pointed down, it feels really good. Wow. Whew. Oh wow, it's so impressive. I actually would easily mistake it for an enduro bike when I'm going downhill, and that's got a lot to do with how plush the suspension is. And I mean, 150 up front, 140 rear is a lot of suspension travel. And because it's heavier, it just feels more like an enduro bike than a trail bike. So it's kind of cool, as it looks like this is the return trail to these jumps, so you can kind of session these jumps and loop back. So let's hit them. These are nice. Woo. Just a step down. Yep. Big long table. And there's the return. Cool. I like that. I'm having way too much fun sessioning this jump line. That's where these last couple clips came from. This bike rules. Keep in mind, it rules at a price point of $19.99. So crazy. I don't know how they did it. But anyway, I am going to end my video here. I really do appreciate your support from my channel. Please like and subscribe. Peace. Oh, and I'm gonna definitely hit this one more time on my way out. So we watch this guy. All right. Yeah. One last scooter. Yeah. Woo. That is fun.